Hi everyone, welcome to Northern Zen Yoga. My name is Sandra and today we're going to learn about how to modify a seated twist. Now, if you are just beginning yoga, this is one of the ones that is most often done incorrectly. Most often I see students who are practicing yoga for the very first time or in the first few months of doing yoga not doing correctly. And it's because of the fact that their spine is a little bit rigid. And if you've watched my video on why we do spinal twists, then you'll know that all the mechanics that are important in order for us to keep our body healthy often come down to being able to move around and twist around and rotate our spine. So, when you're seated in this position, the teacher tells you, okay, inhale the arms up, and on the exhale, we're going to twist to the right side. A lot of you do this. I know you do because I did. And I see everybody doing it. So what's wrong with what I'm doing? I'm twisting. I can feel a little twist up here in the top, and I can feel a lot of twisting down here in my back. And that's what you're doing wrong. You're using the wrong section of your body to do this. The other thing is I'm shifting the weight. I'm lifting the weight up from this cheek here, and I'm dropping it down onto this part of my hip, which is not a good thing either. So let's come back and let's try this again. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to really focus on your belly button. You can even stick your thumb there if you like, if that helps, or just become aware of where your belly button is when you're doing this practice. So let's inhale the arms up again, and on your exhale, you're going to just move the arms and keep the belly button forward, and you're going to drop this hand, the one in the back, down to the floor. You can grab the cushion, you can grab the mat, you can have a block there if you are too far from the floor. You're going to take your other hand, you're going to place it on your lap here. Not on your knee, just on your thigh, just relax it there. And what you're going to then focus on is pushing your shoulder back. So when you first start, you might not push it back very far before you start to feel sensation in the upper torso. You should feel no sensation in your low back. You should be feeling it all up, and maybe even your shoulder here is feeling like everything is stretching in the front of your chest, especially if you have this kind of collapsed in posture from computer work all day. So just focus on pushing that shoulder back. Push it back as far as you can until you feel the most amount of resistance. And your body starts to say, I can't go any further. I just can't. Take a deep inhale. Just hold that place for a few seconds, wherever that is for you. Take a deep inhale and lift up your rib cage. And on your exhale, push your shoulder back just a little more. You're going to feel more pulling, more tenseness. Maybe you're going to start to feel your shoulder blade start to overlap your back a little more and feel it pulling there. But look where my belly button is. My belly button is still facing the camera. So I'm not feeling anything in my low back. My bottom is still planted nice and solid. So I'm grounded. I'm not going to fall over accidentally. Not grabbing my knee to put any pressure on my knee, but I'm grabbing the big bone of my thigh and I'm helping it as leverage to keep pushing that shoulder back as far as I can. And then I'm going to gently come back to the center. And when you're doing this, and it's not through the practice time, it's not the instructor going on to the next movement, if you're doing this at home and you're practicing this, getting your body stretched and ready for your yoga practices, sit for a moment and feel what you're feeling as your body relaxes again. In every movement, there is, in a stretching movement especially, there's the stretch, and then there's the contraction, which is when everything comes back to place. Notice how you feel there. Notice how this side feels. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale the arms up, reaching up, nice big stretch up. Lift up the rib cage a little bit, and on your exhale, you're going to drop this hand behind. This one comes over and grabs your knee, or sorry, I said knee, but I was wrong. Grabs your thigh. Don't grab your knee. Bad Sandra. And start to push your shoulder back. Now, like everything in yoga, one side of your body is going to be much more cooperative than the other side. It could be just minor differences, but you'll notice it. You'll notice one side is easier to do than the other side. It's just natural. It's the way you were designed. And we're just going to push that back, and we're keeping this belly button. There's my belly button right here, still facing you. And we're going to push this shoulder back. Keep both of our bottoms, cheeks on the floor. And if I can only go to here, if this is where you're feeling it, you're already feeling the stretching happening, that's where you begin. That's your place to begin. And eventually. And I probably am not as flexible as younger yogis that do this, that spine hasn't got rigid and had to unflex and to get flexible again. So keep that in mind, that you will maybe never ever achieve being able to really totally line up your shoulders front and back. And if you looked in the mirror, you wouldn't be able to see them anymore. But you are going to get closer. You're going to get much closer. Everything that you're doing is good. It's a good thing. So now I'm sitting here, relaxing. Take a few breaths, letting everything contract back down in again. And then we're going to do it one more time. So let's do it one more time. Inhale the arms up. Nice big stretch up. Exhale, twisting back. Now some people like to, you can see my hand, I don't know if you can see my fingers wiggling there. Some people like to grab the other hip bone or press their palm, or the back of their hand, against the hip bone for leverage. You can try to do that if your arms are able to. If they're not, just bring your arm behind you wherever you can and just find a place to anchor it down so that you get a place to apply the pressure of pushing the shoulder back. So just pushing that back. And then we're going to also now add in our chin movement. So keeping the neck nice and tall, looking toward the shoulder. And now you're getting the twist here and the twist here. Breathe deeply into it and then slowly release. Come back to center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale. Let's go back to the other side, pushing that side back. See how far you can reach on your back toward your hip. And remember, keeping your belly forward. There's my belly button. Just push your shoulder back. Push it back, push it back. And now I'm going to turn my chin, nice level chin to the floor, looking toward that shoulder. And come back to center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, let's come into Namaste for a second. And just relax here, breathe. Close your eyes and feel your body here. Now you can repeat this 2 or 3 times more if you like. Just following what I've said and just being very mindful. Your hips are always forward, your belly button is always facing forward, and it's just this part of you that is twisting. Once you've done this and you start to loosen up, you're going to have a marvelous experience. You're going to want to look for over toward your blind spots in the car when you're driving, and you're going to feel your body turn the way it's supposed to, gently, and look over, and it'll be so effortless. You'll go, wow, just wow. And you'll feel 10 years younger, I promise. So keep it up, keep practicing. And if you're ready to go on, watch the next video, which will be how to do the twist, supine twist we call it, laying on your back on the floor. See you soon.